Uniting is very important and is part of the process. Before healing can really begin, we need to come together. At least a large portion of the black community need to come together in agreement. We may not come together physically, but we need to come together in agreement. And once we come together in agreement and we begin to speak with one voice, then definitely we will be heard. You understand? So we will get the attention that we need and we will be heard. And because it is necessary and important that we come together as a community, there are things that we need to really touch. And most of those things are this. First of all, we all know that because of the difference in process and then in our individual journeys, many of us have taken different direction when it comes to belief and culture. But the painful part of it all is that we are all from one root. Now, we've spent more time here on earth than any other single race. When I say it, I mean it. Scientifically, it has been proven that we've been here thousands and thousands of years. And that is why it is not difficult for you to find indigenous blacks, people of color, in every part of the world. They are the Native Americans. Most of the European civilization, like Greece, the ancient Greece, the ancient Italians, the ancient English people. In fact, the royal house of Germany, the barbarians, the people that ruled them, we are all people of color. The ancient China, they were people of color. The ancient Filipinos, they were people of color. These people were everywhere. They ruled everywhere, practically everywhere. They were everywhere. They developed all these civilizations we are seeing. The ancient Egyptians, Ethiopia, the Nubians. These people were everywhere. We are everywhere. We've lived here we've been here longer than any other race. In fact, the first Chinese emperor, Emperor Yi, whose name was later changed to Emperor Yu, he is also of color. And even many people of color ruled China. And they are the people that developed the civilization of China. So if you look at all these civilizations, when you go to ancient Egypt, you go to Ethiopia, you go to America, you will see that there are signs to show you that these people are from one root. And when we talk about the pyramids, there are pyramids everywhere. And these pyramids are not just symbols, they are also signatures, signs to indicate the presence of these particular people. And that is why we are very, very convinced that these people we are talking about are the people who are living in the present-day Igbo land in Nigeria. Because if you go to Iri, in Igbo land, you will still see these pyramids, although not big ones, but you see them in small sizes, and there are many of them. Because these symbols are there. These symbols indicate where these people have been, where they started from, what they have done. And that is why they are scattered everywhere. So when we say that the Igbos ruled everywhere, we know what we are saying. Because the language that was being spoken, the first language that was being spoken is Igbo language. That is the oldest language in the world. And it's still existing up to today. So when they tell you the word Hebrew, they tell you Jews, these are things they made up because they could not really lay, most of them knew, but some of them could not really lay their hand on those original people, those ancient people, Ndibo. And that is why we are telling you that we are all one root. But we know that with the process of time, with things that has happened in our lives or the experiences that we have, many of us have our beliefs and our belief system have changed. But that does not mean that our roots have changed. We all came from one place. We know where we are coming from. And we know we are going to somewhere. And the issue is this. We need to really understand that we must come together as a people if we are really going to get to that place. If we must get to that place, we have to come together as a people. I understand that there is need for us to come in units. I mean, so that you can retain and gradually go through the process. Because if I force you to change automatically, it might affect your psychological strength. I will allow you to change with the process of time, because once you are convinced within you that what this man is saying is truth, it's easier for you to have a rethink. But when I try to put pressure on you so that you can change and see it my own way, excuse me, I'm not helping issues, because it's forceful. That was what they did to us, especially most of these people that brought this their fake religion. They forced it on our people. They compelled our people to believe in it. And now that we are discovering the truth, you see, it is no longer balancing. It is not something that you did conventionally. It's something that was, you were converted to by force. So that is why I said, when we talk about unity, we are talking about uniting, first of all, in agreement. Uniting also in perception. Uniting in vision, and also uniting in force so that we can move with the same drive. We must come together. Coming together is understanding that, first of all, we've been fooled for a very long time by these people. We have believed the lie. And the moment you understand that you have believed the lie, you will start looking for the truth. But if you don't understand it and you don't believe that you've been lied to, you will never search for the truth, because you will still think that you are holding on to the truth. And this is a major problem that we're having, that a lot of us are still believing these lies that has been told over time. And that because it has stayed over 100 years does not mean that it is the truth. All these things started in 18th century. Everything changed and became white. In 18th century, everything changed and became white. And it is a pity that most of us have refused to acknowledge that, first of all, before Columbus came to America, there were blacks there in America. There were people of color there already who were there, who traveled a long time ago from the shores of Africa. They've been there, they developed there. They were the first people in that land. They were the people that developed that land. We moved everywhere. Before even the Chinese people began to reign, there were blacks already in China who developed China. These things are in record. It was not slave trade. No, the slave trade was a cover-up. They did the slave trade to cover up their tracks, to cover up what they did. So most of us will not believe that. No, they carried some people. Even they carried people from America to Europe, from Europe again back to America. So they did everything to confuse themselves and not us. And now we are finding the truth. We must understand that our people were everywhere before. We've been there before them. We've been there. Christopher Columbus never discovered anything. He's fake. He's an imposter. He never discovered anything. Everything they told you about his discovery was a lie. There were blacks there before he came. What he did was, when he came, he with his men and the black man that came with him, that even he was even the one that convinced other people to receive them. They gave them good reception, and they used the people's kindness against the people, and they attacked them. And then begin to enslave the people. He never discovered anything. Christopher Columbus did not discover anything. He didn't even discover a leaf. You understand? And all these civilizations you are seeing, both the Egyptian civilization and the Greek civilization, they tell that they are great civilizations. These civilizations were built by our own people. So that is why we need to have this understanding. And once we don't have this understanding, we can never solve this problem, because there will still be division. We want you to understand that the religion, both the Islamic religion they gave you, both the Christianity religion they gave you, these things are things they borrowed from us. They took it from an existing record and fine-tuned it and made it their own. Most of your so-called New Testament were written in Spain. And you need to understand it. And these people know it. That is why they don't go to church. They know that most of the things they've been telling you and you believe, and their people don't believe it because their people know it's a lie. They are using it to keep you where they want you to be. And as long as you believe them, you will remain where they have kept you. And that is not the way we can move forward. We can only move forward when our eyes open. You cannot be walking while you are sleeping. You have to wake up. When you wake up, you will now be able to move forward. We have to really wake up from this sleep. They cannot hold us down. They have held us for too long. How long shall we give them that age and allow them to really oppress us with lies, keep us in mental slavery? How long? Enough is enough. It's about time we wake up and push these people back. Let's come together, even though we share different beliefs. Let's come together and understand that what we are running after is running after us, but from a different angle, not the way we are running after. And that's why we've not been able to catch it. That's why we've not been able to succeed. Because we are doing it their way. And what they are giving you is fake. The original, you already have it. Let's go back to the root. This is my point.